Hey everybody, it's me, Julz again. Okay, this new episode of Young Justice, not so much of a filler episode, it kind of moved the plot along, but also it's like one of those episodes that are, oh my gosh, so surprising at the end that it makes you just filled with so much anxiety of what'll happen next. This episode was pretty much focused on the Runaways, and a little bit of Jaime. And trust me, near the end, what you find out about Jaime, oh my gosh, what we find out of what happened. But I'll get to that at the end. Pretty much, most of it, I guess we were mostly focused on Static. I mean, I guess you can say he's the reason why we're watching this episode. We want to see a little bit more on Static. Pretty much, I think he is not so different from, you know, the Static Shock series. This character, this Static, he's doing okay. I mean, he doesn't crack as many jokes. I mean, it would be good if he did. However, I could see him, you know, as a leader, you know? Like, he stays calm, and even though his plans, even, you know, if he doesn't think them through, I mean, he still has the qualities of a leader, I guess. Able to try and keep the team together. And, pretty much, he, just like in the series, he really wants to keep his powers as opposed to the rest of them. I like Tasami. She's adorable. I mean, considering that I know what she's saying, I've taken like 3 years of Japanese. She may not understand what's going on, but pretty much she's gung-ho for it. She's willing to, you know, go along with it. That's what it's so silly, but it's so adorable, and that's what I like about her. It would be better for, you know, I'm very sure most of the viewers don't know Japanese. It would be good to add some subtitles, you know. Like, we added subtitles for the alien dialect, so I'm not sure if DC was expecting the viewers to know Japanese immediately. As for Eduardo, we don't really get that much out of him other than the fact he has issues with his dad. I guess you can label him as the disgruntled member of the Runaways. But I would say that Tai would be the more disgruntled one, the more troubled one, considering that he came from an abusive home. And and also a thing about Tai, normally we would see, you know, Apache Chief, whom, you know, his superhero name is in the comics. What's different is that instead of just growing, he lets out some sort of astral or psychic, like, embodiment, you know, flow out of his body. He's kind of like Tildy from X-Men, where it creates a psychic body around him, and he's able to control it. And also, it comes with a benefit. Even though, yes, he still feels the pain, if his psychic body is attacked, he'll still survive. I mean, it'll hurt, but he'll survive. The Runaways of course, you couldn't expect them to defeat Red Volcano, but, you know, all things considered, they did okay when they rescued all those people from the building. And also, with Jaime, the moment that he revealed himself to Tai, I started to suspect it just like the rest of you, or some of you, that Jaime was really off. And also, the fact that he was willing to sacrifice Tai and all the others, I mean, he's always cared about Tai, and this time he doesn't. We finally see why this episode is a hook, in a way, that it makes us want more. In the end, let me just say this. I told you all so. I told you all that it was too good to be true. I mean, at first you might have thought that Green Beetle would have been like a mentor to Blue, but no. Apparently, what he did was reprogram the Scarab, but into controlling Jaime completely, so that way Blue Beetle would serve the Reach. So apparently I was right. It was too good to be true that Green Beetle would be able to repair, you know, be able to make it so that way Blue would not be controlled. And also, considering that the Blue Beetle side story pretty much had something going, and for them to fix it right then and there just seemed a bit anticlimactic. So pretty much, it was too good to be true. And apparently it surprised us in a way that we did not expect. And as for Lex, pretty much proving that he is the most devious of businessman in the DC universe, able to talk his way into anything. And I can't help but feel that Lex is going to incorporate these teenagers and make them, you know, kind of like the Ultimen in Justice League. I have a feeling that Lex will incorporate these teenagers to be like his own sort of team, you know, to rival that of the Young Justice team. So that way, maybe to like dig up some dirt on the Justice League, or maybe even outshine the Justice League, so that way it will make him and the Reach look good, just like how the Reach is using Blue Beetle into making the Reach look good. This episode wasn't the best, considering that we didn't get that much out of the Runaways except for Static, but it was a pretty good episode to watch. And considering what happens, how surprising the end was, I would really recommend it. Okay guys, that's all the input I have. Stay tuned for my next review of the new Power Ranger series, Megaforce.